Your biggest advantage might also be your biggest obstacle, your biggest barrier. Let's see if that's the case, and if it is, let's solve it. Let's remove this unnecessary conflict. This video is for those people who have something concrete that they want to do, that they have been wanting to do for a while, but they keep putting it off for reasons that seem valid. You have this project in mind, you've had it in mind for a while. Project, dream, goal, ambition. However, you've been putting it off because the time is not right. The time hasn't been right for a while. Why? Well, both internal and external conditions. It seems like you don't have enough knowledge or skill, and you don't have enough time to develop that knowledge or skill to pursue the realization of that project, dream, goal. The external circumstances of your life, family obligations, work obligations, current struggles that you need to take care of before you can really dedicate yourself towards that goal. And all of that seems and feels valid. There is not enough time, there is not enough energy, there are not enough resources to start pursuing that goal or project in the right way. And here is our clue, here is our first and most important clue. In the right way, in the proper way. What does this tell us? You have an idea what is the proper way, the right way, maybe the only way, probably in your mind the only way to pursue this. And from this, let's discover what is your biggest advantage and at the same time your biggest obstacle or barrier. It's how much you care. It is by far the biggest superpower that you could have in the pursuit of a goal, project, dream, that you deeply, deeply care about it. If you don't deeply care about it, why would you pursue it? A lot of people do. A lot of people are extrinsically or externally motivated. They don't deeply care about the thing they're pursuing. And they don't have enough fuel to persist long term, so they inevitably fail. Or maybe even worse, they achieve that goal that was extrinsically driven. But you care, and that's your biggest advantage. However, it's your biggest obstacle and barrier. Why? Because you deeply caring about it produces you thinking that this has to be done in the right way, in the proper way. I have to honor it. I have to do justice to it. This video right now is inspired by a conversation that I had earlier today with a client, and I can say a dear friend. I won't name him because maybe he wouldn't want that, but if he's watching, he knows that I'm talking about him. So thank you, brother, for that conversation. We were talking about his pursuit. He's someone who has put quite literally thousands of hours, and I'm sure he's over 10,000 hours in his pursuit. He's someone who quite literally put blood, sweat, and tears into his craft. However, you need to share your work. And then the question comes, well, I want to do it in the right way. And of course, you deeply care about your craft. And for those of you who haven't put thousands of hours, don't worry. The template is the same for all of us. Doesn't matter if it's about sharing the work that you've already done or starting to do some work that you deeply care about because of your interest in it. The template is the same. You deeply care, and then there is this thing, whether it's sharing of that work, promotion of that work, or putting the initial work. You have an idea, this can be done, or this has to be done in only one way, in the right way, the proper way, that honors how much I care about this. And what happens when life puts multiple obstacles in front of you and says, well, you can't do it the right way. You can't do it the best way. You can't yet fully honor how much you care for this thing by being able to produce the best quality of work or to show up for this thing in the best way possible. What then? You say, well, it's not the right time. I will do it later. And you know how I know about this? Because I've been that person. This video right now, I believe is going to be video 96 in a row, daily YouTube videos. that I can proudly say deliver value. Not a single one of those videos was put out there purely for the sake of the streak. But there is some nuance there. There is some nuance there. Do you think that I like my setup? Do you think that I don't know that many of you have noticed how in the last week the setup has been awful? This awful wall behind me, above me is hospital room style lighting, the worst lighting for videos, like literally a long neon light stretching across the wall. Train tracks are quite literally 50 meters away from my balcony. And I know that many of you have heard the train pass by in some of my videos. And I know that many of you have noticed me sweating in multiple of my videos in the last week because the AC is for some reason terrible. No matter what setting I put, it's just not working well. Do you think that I enjoy this setup? Do you think I'm proud of this setup? I know that I can deliver value in how I'm speaking, but I want to have a more professional setup. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, is going to be 11th changing of the city for me since starting this journey and this streak of daily YouTube videos. 11th change of cities. And it's going to be, I believe, 19th or 20th change of accommodations. So it's not just this one out of those 20 that was suboptimal. Maybe 2 or 3 Airbnbs that I had in the last 95 videos, maybe 2 or 3 Airbnbs had a setup lighting where I thought, oh, this actually looks cool. This is a visual experience that I'm proud to put out there. So, why am I sharing this with you? Because I am that person who has in the past struggled with these things. I'm now first retelling you the transformation that I have made. That I am now the person who is doing the thing before it can be done in the best way. But let me take you back to May of 2022. I was in a psychological hole, spiritual hole, mental hole, and descending. Still hadn't reached at that point the bottom. January that year, I departed my country, pretty unprepared, and after a couple of months of wandering around, I found a semi-permanent base, and because my birthday is on May 19th, at the beginning of May, I said to myself, because I was really doubting if I will, if everything is maybe going to fall apart, if my life is going to completely fall apart, I was doubting for how much longer I will keep going, in every sense of that expression, of that term. And I said to myself, I just want to create, record, and upload one YouTube video. At that point, I had never created a YouTube video. I tried multiple times and failed, precisely because of wanting to do it in the right way, because of having ideas that I thought deserved to be expressed only in the best way possible. And as my birthday was approaching and I was feeling really down and I was questioning what is going to happen with my life, there was this idea by Friedrich Nietzsche that was really one of the major turning points of my life. And I said to myself, I just want for my birthday to record this YouTube video. And maybe that's going to be my final or best work. I really wanted to do that. Side note, probably now you're hearing the sirens. So you can see the type of setup that I'm working with, but here I'm recording the video. Back to the story. I wanted to record that video to deliver a message of an idea that meant so much to me, that marked a turning point in my life. I wanted to share it in video format because I've been at that point writing for over 3 years consistently, and I wanted to have something more than writing. There was this kind of milestone, personal milestone, let me record a video. I didn't record it. I extended my deadline for myself to the next birthday, for May 19, 2023. I didn't record that one video for a whole year. I wasn't on a pursuit of building a YouTube channel. I wasn't on a pursuit of recording multiple videos and creating or building my presence on YouTube, like I am now. I'm on that pursuit to build a library of knowledge here. But that time I just wanted one video, and I couldn't pull out one video out of myself for a whole year. Then, because of multiple different circumstances, when I hit that next birthday, I gave up on that idea and I was focused on different things. But let me tell you this. As I said, I was already writing consistently. So that May 2022, I had been writing every single day since December 2019. I've been training and reading every single day for around 4 or 5 years. So I knew how to be consistent. But there was this new thing that I cared about too much. If I was going to deliver a message, an idea from one of the thinkers that really influenced my life, and an idea of his that was one of the turning points in my life, I cared to do it, quote unquote, the right way, to honor the idea. That paralyzed me because I didn't have the experience of talking to the camera. I didn't have the experience of speaking too much English, believe it or not. I mean, I know my accent is still easily noticeable, and I'm proud of it. I want my accent still to be there. But at that point, I was really struggling to speak fluent English. I had been at that point for around 10 years reading in English, and I had been writing in English, as I said, every single day for multiple years. But I haven't had a chance to speak it on a regular basis. I didn't know anything about editing. And I thought this video has to be edited properly. This video has to have a high production value. And once again, I went a full year not being able to pull out of myself something that was supposed to be a symbol of appreciating my journey and my gift to people, saying, okay, here is one idea that meant so much to me. I'm sharing this to give you the contrast. I was that person who wasn't able to do one thing for a full year. Now we are 96 videos in a row. And I have zero doubt in my ability to do 1,000 videos in a row. I can say that confidently. Will I do 1,000 videos in a row? We will see, probably not. At some point, some strategizing will need to be done. Now I have very little regard for strategy around, how to do YouTube the best way. At some point, maybe something will change. But I can tell you now, I can say it, without blinking and with the hand on my heart, I am absolutely confident in my ability to record 1,000 daily videos in a row. Okay. Not because I stopped caring. Once again, I told you this is your biggest advantage. But letting go of the idea that you need to right now honor the intended quality, that you need to right now honor in its full glory this thing that you care about. Why not just start honoring it, period? Just honoring it. And you will honor it in its full glory. You will do it full justice. You will build up towards it. As I said, do you think that I consider this to be the best setup, the proper setup, a satisfying setup? No. But I'm building up to some point in the future. I don't know when I will have a permanent base, when I will not be changing 11 cities in 90 days, 95 days, when I will have that visual experience that I want to provide for you, when I will also have even greater speaking skills, when I will have a better microphone, because this one I've been trying to figure out why decent amount of people are occasionally complaining that the audio isn't good enough, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. All of those things, I'm aware of them. It's not that I don't care, but I cannot wait for that distant point in the future when things will finally be right for me to do the thing that I want to do, that I know I need to do, that I know I should do. I cannot wait for that imaginary point in the future. I believe it will come, but I don't know when. So all of these videos that I really put my heart and soul into them, and I truly believe that they are providing value. But I might be considering them exercise, building up. Okay, the camera turned off, and I figured it out only after who knows how many minutes of talking and thinking that I recorded a great video. So I'm picking back up, and I guess there is some symbolical and poetic beauty in the fact that in this very video there is another proof of suboptimal conditions. But in any case, the camera cut off when I was talking about all of these videos can be considered by me exercise videos. Videos that are building up to the point when David, the recovering overthinker, will finally be able to create educational material in a way that honors his intention. But this is not a story about me. I'm sharing this because I want to prove to you that here is another regular human who's been on the journey of ultimate level of putting off the thing because of how intimidating it was to do it when I care about it and the conditions aren't right. Not being able to do the single video for a whole year. And it's not like that was my only experience. It's just a recent one while I was already into my journey. So it provides an example that you could be showing up for yourself in different areas, but still arrive at another thing, at a new thing where you deeply care, and it's challenging precisely because you care. And as I said, this is not about me. I'm not sharing this because I enjoy talking about me. This is a story about you. I'm just like you. I'm that human who's experienced putting off and retreating from a project that you care about precisely because you care about it. And I've experienced what it's like to be on this side. So my challenge or my plea for you is to start honoring your urge to do the thing so that you can build up to the point where you can honor the quality with which you want to do the thing. Do justice to your desire to do the thing so that you can build up to the point where you can do justice to the full capacity with which you want to do the thing, with which you always wanted to do the thing. Build up to it, friends. Build up to it. We cannot wait for that imaginary future. That future will come, maybe, when the conditions will be better. But we cannot wait for it. We have to start building up towards it. Because I think if we do create it, now I gave it away. If that better future with better conditions comes, it will come as a result of us creating it with our actions that build up to it. But without us doing anything, I still haven't met a person who with time became less busy. Life just keeps happening. And there are new things to take care of, new challenges to take on, new responsibilities to fulfill. I know with all of my clients, the first conversation is always how I'm waiting for when I have more time. And then they realize that life doesn't work that way. They will not become less busy. So let's start taking action. So that's my ask of you, friends. Start building up towards that point where you can do justice to the quality with which you wanted to do the thing. Build up to the point where you can truly honor that strength of intention that you always had, but failed to embody because of thinking that there is only one, quote unquote, right way to do it. And thank you. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I will give myself credit for allowing myself to show up in these different ways, in different circumstances, but I have to give you credit for being on the other side and acknowledging my efforts, even though it's obvious that the setup is sometimes weird, sometimes ugly. The conditions sometimes maybe distract from the value in a negative way, but you are here. You're here with me, and I immensely appreciate you. And if you're here for the first time, well, what a weird video to watch for the first time interacting with me and finding out about me. So thank you, friends. As always, stay strong, love life, never feel sorry for yourself. Start building up to the point when you can do full justice to the quality with which you want to perform, but now do justice to the urge and desire. Light that raging fire in your heart and always go beyond. Thank you.